A Hendersonville father remains in jail on a $1 million bond for the shooting death of his 11-year-old daughter. This morning, Timothy Batts is charged with reckless homicide, tampering with evidence, false reporting, and being a felon in possession of a gun. He drove his 11-year-old daughter, Tamia Batts, to the hospital yesterday afternoon with a gunshot wound to her torso. He claims he was shocked to see her mysteriously shot after getting off the school bus. The police investigation now reveals, though, she was shot inside the family's home. Tamia had just finished her first day of 6th grade at Knox-Doss Middle School. The school grief counselors are on site for students and staff. We're learning more about the father's criminal history, so stay with us on NewsChannel5.com and on our News Channel 5 app. 2 days after a man tried to swim for the far side bank of the Cumberland River, his body may have been found. Sky 5 was overhead as authorities were called to the water this morning. Officials believe this is the man who went under Sunday. Witnesses said he asked to borrow swim trunks, and when they said no, he jumped in anyway. Soon went under and never came back up. We're working to learn the man's identity at this hour. 3 children are recovering after taking a deep fall from a Ferris wheel at a fair here in Tennessee. It happened in the eastern part of the state in Greene County around 5:30 last night. Witnesses say the basket the girls were riding in suddenly flipped upside down, dumping them at least 35 feet to the ground. All 3 girls were rushed to the hospital with serious injuries. The oldest of the young ladies hurt is 16 years old. All rides have been shut down at that fair until they're inspected. There are reports this morning that the water slide where a 10-year-old boy died over the weekend had not been inspected by the state since it opened 2 years ago. Police say little Caleb died from a neck injury while on the ride, which is the tallest water slide in the world. Omar Villafranca has the latest from Kansas City.
Jess Sanford and Melanie Goki say they went down the massive slide hours before Caleb Schwab.
I just saw Caleb sliding down kind of like the last half of the slide, and there was a blood trail down the slide.
First responders found the 10-year-old in a pool at Baruch's base. Baruch's first plunge is more than 168 feet, or approximately 17 stories high. The second drop is about 50 feet. 2 to 3 people can ride in a raft at one time, and riders are secured by Velcro straps.
It wasn't that secure being strapped in.
Paul Oberhauser says his belt came off while riding with a friend and his 9-year-old son about 2 weeks ago.
As soon as I hit the bottom of the first curve, the shoulder strap just kind of busted loose.
He said he had to grip handles by his legs to hold on and told park staff what happened.
And they kind of said, "Oh, no, really?" Or that's not something, yes, that's not good. And so it sounded like, they were going to do something about it.
In a statement, Schlitterbahn said safety is their top priority and that the rides are inspected daily.
There are no federal standards, and so it really is up to the park operators, the manufacturer of the rides, and the states to make sure that this is a safe environment.
Schlitterbahn is expected to reopen tomorrow. It's unclear how long the slide will remain closed. Omar Villafranca, CBS News, Kansas City, Kansas.
And Delta Airlines is slowly trying to get stranded travelers on their way to their destinations after yesterday's nightmare computer glitch halted hundreds of flights. Now, that trickle-down effect caused waves of logjam at airports all over the world, and we're still seeing a handful of issues here at Nashville International this morning. Be sure to check your flight status before heading to BNA. Delta is still investigating what caused that computer shutdown.